Okay, so another question I thought of after we first spoke was, what drives the feature set and the capabilities of something you're trying to build out? Is it build out something cool and draw the audience toward it, or is it from demand, through technicians and people in the field, right? Like, what kind of drives your thought process when you're looking at building in capabilities?
Okay, that's a very good question. Um, I desperately like to understand how other people think, and I work very hard to somehow step outside, like put Bob aside, and try to get myself into the mind of other people and understand what their life is like. And about 20 years ago, when we were doing very, very well in the oil heat industry, when oil heat was a big market, um, I was developing oil controls for brands like Riello and R.W. Beckett and companies like that. And but I had also, before the age of Facebook, there was what do you call those hubs? Those not hubs, sorry, bulletin boards,
Hmm.
bulletin board services. And there was one, an excellent one. I'll put a shout out to my good friend Alan Mercurio, who formed Oil Tech Talk. And and it's still, I think it's a Facebook page now, but Alan is a fantastic advocate for the HVAC industry, especially oil heat, and he's at the Pennsylvania Petroleum Association now. But anyways, on there, I developed associations with a lot of service techs, and I realized that our product was, I was developing product based on what I thought was in the mind of the tech, but what was really in the mind. So I decided to take a week off of work, and I hired myself out, and I put it on the bulletin board, and I said, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to make my way from Toronto down to Boston over the course of a week, and I'm going to hire myself out to anybody who wants a helper. And I will be your helper for a day. My salary is zero. I will do anything you want, carry the heavy stuff, the dirty stuff. I'll do all the dirty work. I want to just be by your side for a full day. And at the end of the day, I buy you dinner. Okay. And then we chat, we debrief, and then I jump in my truck and I drive to the next city. And I do that all again. And I did that. I had a lot of people who wanted me to join them. They were thrilled to have the president of a technology company want to join them. It was a big eye opener for me, huge eye opener. And I did some real dirty work there, like cleaning out plug boilers in public libraries in Connecticut, and going to people's homes and fixing leaky pipes. And we did a lot of stuff. And I met some fantastic guys. But it helped me understand what the mindset in the daily life of people is like, who do this for a living,
Hmm.
and what matters to them. And so I've always been trying to do that, and I wish I could do that more often. But I've climbed under many houses in Richmond, Virginia. I get in there with unfortunately, with my good shoes on and good pants on, climbing under dirt crawl spaces to look at furnaces. Been up in attics for hours at a time in Florida, analyzing stuff at 130F. So I really try to get into the mind of our customer base. Then I develop products that I believe will be useful to them. But even then, I'm not always right. And actually, and it takes a lot of refinement. And I'll tell you that just before this podcast, we have a very, very good dealer. He's out in Winnipeg, Canada. Um, Shout out to Donald Baker.
Hey, he's been commenting on my stuff lately. Yeah.
Donald's a fantastic guy, and he is. I told him last night he's one of my top field trial people for Aviexx. Always got comments and questions, and he does experiments on his own HVAC equipment, and brings me into like through Aviexx to look at what's going on, and we analyze it together. And I was looking at just before our podcast, I was staring at the data on our graphs, what we call the signature of his equipment on our system. And I was just sitting there staring at it for hours thinking, how can we improve this? It's how can we make it even easier for these guys to spend more time or less time in the basement, more billable hours, or more billings to their customers, more satisfied customers, that this didn't take forever. How can they get in, fix it, get out, have a happy customer, make money, grow their business without increasing their overhead? That's just always what drives me.
Really?
I said to my wife, I said, my number one goal is to improve the industry and subsequently, hopefully, make a gazillion dollars doing it. And my wife laughed. She says, I was kind of hoping you'd make the gazillion dollars first and maybe improve the industry. And I said, yeah, unfortunately, it's not the way I'm wired.